How do you stack oranges most tightly? It's a simple question. In 2 dimensions, in 3, we know the answer. But in 8 dimensions, this puzzle became a monster, a riddle that defeated the sharpest minds for centuries. Until one day, a quiet mathematician from Ukraine found the key. With stunning elegance, she built what mathematicians now call the magic function. And the world took notice. This is the story of Maryna Viazovska, the woman who solved the impossible.
In 1984, in the city of Kyiv, Maryna Viazovska was born, the eldest of 3 sisters. She grew up in a modest Khrushchevka apartment block, one of the many built across the Soviet Union. Childhood memories were shaped not by wealth, but by simple walks with her grandmother, watching trams and playing in the courtyards. This was the world where her story began. Her father was a chemist who later turned to business to keep the family afloat. Her mother worked as an engineer. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, Ukraine was thrown into chaos, hyperinflation, shortages, an uncertain future. Yet the family endured, giving their children something more valuable than material comforts: resilience. Maryna read constantly. Adventure stories and science fiction carried her beyond the grey walls of the apartment. But even more than novels, she loved the clean certainty of mathematics. Numbers did not lie. Problems had answers, even if they took time to uncover. In mathematics, she found clarity. As a teenager, she joined an after-school physics circle, a gathering for students who wanted to push further. There, she met another young science enthusiast, Daniil Evtushinsky. Years later, he would become her husband. At the time, they were simply 2 curious minds exploring how the world worked. Her sisters remember it clearly, Maryna staying up long after others had gone to bed. She scribbled formulas over and over, unable to let go of a problem until she made progress. Mathematics wasn't just schoolwork. It was becoming her private passion, something she could not put down. Maryna attended the Kyiv Natural Science Lyceum No. 145, one of the city's top schools for gifted students. Here, teachers quickly recognized her talent and gave her tougher problems to solve. She thrived under pressure, standing out in an environment filled with bright young minds. The Lyceum became the place where her gift truly began to sharpen. She began competing in mathematics Olympiads, where the best students in the nation faced off. Maryna excelled, but when it came time to select the team for the International Mathematical Olympiad, she placed just 13th, 1 spot too low. It was a disappointment, but not defeat. For her, the setback became motivation. By the end of her school years, Maryna knew exactly what she wanted. While others her age were uncertain about their futures, she was not. She would become a mathematician. The spark lit in her childhood had grown into a flame that nothing could put out. After finishing school, Maryna entered Taras Shevchenko National University of Kyiv. It was here, in lecture halls filled with eager students, that she began to build the foundation for her career. She threw herself into mathematics with focus and energy, searching for problems that truly mattered. The quiet spark from her childhood was now a steady, determined pursuit. At Taras Shevchenko, she met Andriy Bondarenko, another gifted student. Together, they produced her first original research paper in 2005, the beginning of her journey as a true mathematician. It was not easy work. The problems were complex, the hours long. But Maryna felt something new, the thrill of creating knowledge that no one had written before. During these years, Maryna connected with another young mathematician, Danilo Radchenko. Their conversations stretched beyond classes into ideas and problems that fascinated them both. Radchenko would become a lifelong collaborator, part of the circle that shaped her career. Together, they explored the boundaries of what mathematics could do. With Bondarenko and Radchenko, Maryna worked on a fundamental question about spherical designs, special sets of points on a sphere that balance perfectly. Their results went further than anyone had expected. In 2011, the work appeared in the Annals of Mathematics, one of the most prestigious journals in the field. For Maryna, it was proof that she belonged among the best. Her journey soon led her abroad. Maryna moved to Germany, earning her master's degree at the University of Kaiserslautern. It was a leap into a new culture, a new language, a new academic world. But numbers were the same everywhere. Mathematics became her bridge. Maryna then entered the University of Bonn, studying under Don Zagier and Werner Müller, giants in mathematics. They introduced her to powerful ideas, modular forms, quasi-modular forms, harmonic analysis. These tools were abstract and difficult, but Maryna felt she had found her intellectual home. The pieces she had been searching for were falling into place. The path was not smooth. There were days when proofs refused to come, when doubts crept in, when she wondered if she had chosen too difficult a road. But Maryna did not quit. Each failure was fuel, each obstacle a step. Persistence became her greatest strength. By 2013, Maryna had completed her doctoral dissertation. She was no longer just a student, she was a mathematician. Armed with modular forms and analysis, she was ready for her next challenge. A challenge that had defeated the greatest minds for centuries. The stage was set. The question seems simple. How can you pack spheres together so that they take up the least space? In 2 dimensions, the answer is the honeycomb pattern of a beehive. In 3 dimensions, Johannes Kepler guessed the same centuries ago, like oranges stacked in a market. But beyond 3, the puzzle became something else entirely. A mystery that seemed unsolvable. For centuries, the greatest minds tried. Kepler, Newton, Gauss, each pushed forward, but none could solve the higher dimensional cases. By the 20th century, computers had cracked the 3-dimensional conjecture. Yet dimensions like 8 or 24 remained locked behind walls no one could climb. At her office in Switzerland, Maryna decided to face the impossible. Collaborators had explored the problem but stepped back, convinced the tools weren't ready. She refused to turn away. For weeks she worked in silence, testing, failing, and testing again. Every formula on the board was a step closer to something no one else could see. Then it happened. Using modular forms and harmonic analysis, Maryna built what mathematicians now call the magic function. With it, she proved the E8 lattice is the densest packing in 8 dimensions. A problem thought impossible had fallen, and the solution was not long and messy, but elegant and exact. In 2016, she shared her proof. The room fell silent, then erupted with admiration. Decades of failed attempts ended with just 23 pages of clarity. It was more than a result. It was a new way of thinking. The proof spread like fire through the mathematical world. Experts checked every line, searching for errors. There were none. The consensus was instant. Maryna Viazovska had done what no one else could. The impossible was solved. But the story did not end in 8 dimensions. With 4 collaborators, Maryna extended her methods to 24. Together, they proved the Leech lattice, another structure of almost magical symmetry, was the densest packing in 24 dimensions. In just 1 year, 2 of the greatest riddles in mathematics were solved. Her name became known around the world, not for fame, but for brilliance. Maryna Viazovska had turned the impossible into the possible. From a small apartment in Kyiv to the world stage of mathematics, she had written herself into history. After her 2016 breakthrough, awards began to follow quickly. The Salem Prize, the Clay Research Award, the Sastra Ramanujan Prize. Recognition poured in, each honor confirming what the mathematics world already knew. Maryna Viazovska had changed the game. Over the next years, the momentum only grew. The EMS Prize, the Fermat Prize, the Ruth Little Satter Prize. Each accolade was another voice in the chorus, declaring her one of the great minds of her generation. At home, life was different. Her husband Danil, a physicist at EPFL, shared her love of science. Together they raised 2 children. Maryna balanced lectures, research and family dinners, often joking about the chaos of it all. In quiet moments, she drew whimsical, math-inspired art, reminders that beauty and play were as essential as rigor. There was another weight she carried. Mathematics had long been dominated by men. Only one woman before her, Maryam Mirzakhani, had won the Fields Medal. Maryna became the second. To young women worldwide, her success was more than mathematics. It was proof that they too belonged. Her lectures became more than lessons. They were inspiration. Students looked not just at her equations, but at her path from Kyiv to the world stage. For many, she was proof that brilliance can come from anywhere, even in times of hardship. Then came the greatest honor. In 2022, Maryna Viazovska was awarded the Fields Medal, the highest recognition in mathematics. Only the second woman in history and the first with a Ukrainian degree, she stood as a symbol of resilience, intellect, and hope. As the audience rose to their feet, her smile remained quiet, humble. Yet in that moment, Maryna carried more than a medal. She carried the pride of Ukraine, the dreams of women in mathematics, and the proof that even in the hardest times, beauty and truth can endure.